know that word. You play with it. You throw it around. But right now, the question to you is, what are you going to do? Grind or go home? Grinding means taking advantage of every opportunity, not affecting anyone negatively, and putting everything that you can into this one moment. So when you wake up, you go hard in the paint. You grind, because you know it's not about yesterday. It's not about tomorrow. It's about right now. Grinding has a moment, and that moment is now. This is the grind session.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome to the CFSB Marshall County Hoopfest as we have reached day 3 of the event after 2 exciting evening sessions. Today, we're at you all day long, and we're glad to have you with us here on the grind session and Tanager Sports. Take a look at the lineups for today, including Marshall County and Lakeway Christian. This will be the first matchup of the day. Murray High will take on Louisville Male in a Commonwealth of Kentucky matchup at 10:30. Scott County, Kentucky will take on Olive Branch, Mississippi at noon. And Lexington Catholic will take on Briarcrest Christian at 1:30. That will be in this session, which is session 3. And then the big session 4 tonight features Our Savior Lutheran from New York against Prolific Prep. That game will start at 4. At 5:30, it will be Bellevue West from Illinois, just outside of the St. Louis area, taking on Callaway, Mississippi. At 7 o'clock, Curie, Illinois will be in action. That should be fun, as they will have a different opponent than what the schedule that I have has on it. At 8:30, the homestanding Marshalls will take on Pendleton County in boys action. And at 10 o'clock tonight, it will be Tennessee Prep taking on Aspire Academy. So that should be some fun coming up this evening, and we'll have a full house here in Draftonville for that tonight. Tomorrow, Session 5, which is presented by Tanager Sports, kicks off at 1:30 with Prolific Prep taking on Athens Prep. That's at, again, 1:30. Then the number 1 ranked player in the 7th grade class in the nation will take the court as Lyon County, Kentucky will take on Elliott County, Kentucky. And at 4:30, it'll be Wesley Christian, Kentucky taking on St. Louis Christian. And that game, again, will get started at 4:30 tomorrow afternoon. We will pause for the national anthem as the colors are presented by Post 236 here in Marshall County. We will take a break, and we will continue in just a moment from Draftonville. Starting lineups and tip-off are next.
Grind. You know that word. You play with it. You throw it around. But right now, the question to you is, what are you going to do? Grind or go home? Grinding means taking advantage of every opportunity, not affecting anyone negatively, and putting everything that you can into this one moment. So when you wake up, you go hard in the paint. You grind, because you know it's not about yesterday. It's not about tomorrow. It's about right now. Grinding has a moment, and that moment is now. This is the grind session.
We're glad to have you back with us at Reed Condor Gymnasium in Draftonville, Kentucky for this session, which the first game features Marshall County and Lakeway Christian from just outside of the Knoxville, Tennessee area in Morristown, Tennessee. My name is Jeremy Rose. Glad to have you with us for this one. Let's take a look at the starting lineups first off for Lakeway Christian. This is their first year of existence, and Randy Kaufman is the head coach. Randy spending the last number of years at Riverdale in Tennessee and defending champion 3 times over. So you know that he feels like he's got a very good opportunity in front of him if he left that program that he had built up so highly to come over and do this one. It is a young team. It's a pretty small team from Lakeview Christian, or with the exception of one. I said Lakeview, it's Lakeway. And here is a look at their starters. Haley Stuffel, 5'2", 7th grader, will start at one of the guards with Maddie Hawk, 5'5", 7th grader. And also Kaylee Yates, a 5'6" freshman, all in the back court. Front court will include Lily Inman, 5'10", freshman. And the number 1 post in Tennessee. She is a 6'4" sophomore, and her name is Maggie Vick. She will jump against Hallie Lange. Should be a very good matchup between Vick and Lange here in this one. Lange, the 6'1" freshman, will start at center to go along with Kaysen Connor, 5'6" sophomore, Tara Colson, 5'6" senior, Presley Jezik, 5'6" sophomore, and Whitney Miller, 5'9" senior. The tip is in the air, and it is controlled by no one. It goes out of bounds. It will be Lakeway with first possession. We're 3 seconds in. Glad you're with us this morning here for more Hoopfest action. Here's Yates. Out now to Hawk. Maddie Hawk has picked up her dribble. Lakeway comes in at 3-2 on the young season. Lady Marshall's at 1-0. They picked up their first win on Thursday against Massac County. Pass is picked off here by Kaysen Connor. She will drive and lay it up. It rolls off the front of the rim, but Tara Colson, the senior point guard, is able to pick it up. Gets it into the corner. This is Jezik, a 3 off the front of the rim, and into the hands of Yates. Yates will drive off the glass. It won't go. Got it back, puts it up. It won't go, but she's fouled and will head to the line. Foul will be on Whitney Miller, and that will be her first. And this will put the 5'6" freshman Yates at the line. Yates' first free throw is good. And one more on the way. Battle for the rebound. Lange comes away with it for Marshall County. Colson This is Jezik, Miller, and now Connor. Back to Miller. Jezik gets instructions from Coach Dan Lange in his first season at the helm. Pass inside, and some miscommunication there, and Lakeway has the basketball. Here's Hawk. Now this is Vick. Maggie Vick looks inside, knocked away by Colson. Tara bumps against Yates, comes into front court, and she'll be fouled. Hallie Stuffle picks up the personal. That'll be her first, and the first on Lakeway. 1-0, Lady Lions with the lead. Marshall County with the basketball, and this is Lange. Around to Connor. A look inside, Lange's shot bounces through, and Marshall County has its first lead. Yates double teamed and knocked away, and have a foul, and it'll be a reach on Kayla Yates. That will be her first, second team foul. We have a timeout here for Coach Randy Kaufman and Lakeway Christian. Again, coming up for you in a little bit, Murray High from right down the road here in Kentucky will take on Louisville Male. At noon Central Time, Scott County from the central portions of Kentucky will take on Olive Branch, Mississippi, and then their neighbor, Lexington Catholic, will take on Briarcrest Christian. That game will be at 1:30, all part of Session 3 here today from the CFSB Marshall County Hoopfest, presented by Tanager Sports and the Grind Session. 6:12 to play. First quarter. Marshall County will have the basketball. Connor will trigger this one in. Here's Tara Colson. Lady Marshall's looking at zone for the first time. Lange, straight away. Three is good. Lange may play the post, but one thing she can do is absolutely shoot it. And she does there, and it's 5-1. A three from the left side won't go from Stuffle, and Miller has the board for the Lady Marshalls. Connor looking inside, picked off here by Vick. Yates on a drive, switches to her left hand. The shot won't go. Hallie Lange. Here's Case and Connor to Tara Colson. Baseline by Lange. Won't go. Back up by Whitney Miller. It won't go. Battled out to the top of the key. Now Colson will fire. This one won't go, but there's Lange with the follow, and she's fouled. The foul will be on Lily Enman. 5'10 freshman, picks up her first. No seniors on this team. This is the first year of existence for this club. Lange's free throw won't go. Inman is out. We see Katie Whitaker, 5'9", 8th grader, into the lineup. Lange tries again, and thought she was going to get another opportunity, as it looked like that Vick stepped into the lane, but we play on. And down in the corner, ball knocked away. Case and Connor has it. It's 3-on-1. Bounce across the lane from Jezik toward Colson is knocked out of bounds. It will stay with Marshall County. Colson into Miller. This is Lange in the paint, and the shot is blocked here by Vick. Out of bounds, it will stay with Marshall County. This is a good matchup for both of these players. They're not the same type of post necessarily, but they've both got that height. And they're both young. Inbound to Jezik. The three won't go. Colson is able to get to it and trying to come back out high. Ball knocked away. Here is Stuffle to the right side for Yates. It won't go, and out of bounds. Last touched by Tara Colson. And she must have had a hold of it with 1 foot out and 1 foot in. So the Lady Lions will inbound. It comes in to Vic. Corner left side. Here's Hawk. Now here's Yates. Back over to Maddie Hawk, and another timeout here from Lakeway. 4:33 to play. We're in quarter number one. It's 5-1. Marshall County with the lead. This is a 30-second timeout. We'll stay right here. Lakeway Christian coming into today's game again at 3-2. Lady Marshall's coming in at 1-0 after the win over Massac County on Thursday evening. Marshalls, who will be here at 8:30 tonight, were winners over Trigg County in their first time out as well. Here at home, they did fall at Muhlenberg County to open the season on Tuesday. So the boys team will come in at 1-1 against Pendleton County. And Kentucky commit Dante Allen coming up at 8:30 tonight. A long pass from Yates looking in for Vic, too high and out of bounds.
I don't even know what to say to you. I guess you want me to come be the point guard.
5-1.
And you throw it there to the third row.
Marshall County on top. 4:20 to play here in the first quarter. Here's Colson on the right side. A three won't fall. The rebound comes down to Miller, out to Kaysen Connor, and she puts it in. A drive in toward Vic, and Maggie Vick gets her first basket. 7-3, Marshall County. Here's Colson into the corner, now for Jezik. Lange around to Connor, back into Lange, off the glass, good. Hallie Lange already up to 7 points. A three from Hawk won't fall. Connor with it. Over to Jezik, a little too high and out of bounds. Last night here in the area, former Lady Marshall head coach Joseph Simmons brought his new club, Good Pasture Christian from Tennessee, into the area to take on Coach Scott Civils and the McCracken County Lady Mustangs, and a big win for Good Pasture Christian last night. Connor to Colson. Colson, a three. It won't go. The rebound is controlled by Whitaker. Here's Yates. Baseline to Stuffle. She works back out high.
Still looking. Luke.
2:50 to play. First quarter, 9-5, Marshall County. A look to Vic. Double teamed, and the help side from Miller, and now a foul. Lange fronting her, and Miller coming in from behind, and we're going to see Lauren Powell for the first time this season after an injury in Sunday's practice of last week. Vic's first free throw won't go. Powell had kind of a freakish injury to her right hand. Take a look at your right hand and the webbing between her second and third fingers. She basically was fingernail stabbed on a reach-in trying to get to the basketball, and it cut deep enough that they had to go do stitches on her. So she is going to be dealing with this for quite some time. As here's a jumper by Jezik that won't go, and loose ball underneath picked up by Whitaker. So in the long run, Powell, you may be able to see, is now being taped up between her second and third fingers, and doctors think that it will probably pop a couple of times before it's good to go. Here is Connor. Good, and the foul. So Lauren will just have to learn to play with it and deal with it to get her back into the action. Maddie Hawk with the foul. That's her first. Kaysen Connor to the line. Connor had 7 in the opener. Free throw is good. Connor now with 5. Here's Hawk. Now to Haley Brooks, 5'6", 7th grader, who is trapped, and the ball picked off. Lange has it, ahead to Powell. Connor, a look back into Powell, maybe a little high there, and she's not able to come up with it. Hawk works into front court. Back out for three, and good. Maddie Hawk makes it 12-8. Marshall County by 4. 1:30 to play in this first quarter. And here is a pass that is picked off by Hawk. She puts it up good, and the foul. Maddie Hawk with 5 quick ones and a chance for one more. Foul is on Kaysen Connor, and that's her first. Hawk to try to draw the Lady Lions to within 1, and she does.
Subs, guys. Subs, guys. Get up there to the table.
12-11. The lead belongs
We can't even get a sub in the game.
to Marshall County. Lange down low, turns and puts it in. 9 now for Hallie. 14-11. Lady Marshall's on top. A 3 out high by Whitaker won't go. Back on the wing. A 3 will go this time by Hallie Stuffle. Her first basket ties the game at 14 with 50 seconds to play here in the first, and a foul out high on Haley Brooks, and that will be her first. We'll see Lily Inman check back in. Kayla Yates also back in for Lakeway. We're tied at 14, 50 seconds to play. First quarter.
Stay down, get your hands up.
Lange looking in for Powell, and that passed through her hands. And here's Brooks. A 3 from Yates won't fall. Lange with the rebound. Colson with Brooks on her. Down to 20 seconds to play here in this first quarter. Lange, now Jezik. Bounces it down low to Lange, who bounces it home. Lange with 11, and now here is a heave from midcourt by Hawk that won't go. And after the first quarter of play, the Lady Marshalls have a 2-point lead over Lakeway Christian. It's 16-14 Marshall County. We will continue from Reed Condor Gymnasium in just a moment. This is the CFSB Marshall County Hoopfest presented by The Grind Session on Tanager Sports.
Missed free throws. Are they trapping the corner? Okay, if they're trapping that corner, then we need to go to check off 2 and 3, reverse the ball, make the guard does side floor. Let's go to work right here. Come on.
16-14, Marshall County with the lead over Lakeway Christian from Morristown, Tennessee, as we welcome you back into Reed Condor Gymnasium here in Draftonville, Kentucky.
Hey, hold up now. You sure?
If you're watching us from the Morristown area this morning and wondering where in the world your students may be, we are in the far western portions of Kentucky, nearing the Ohio and Tennessee rivers, and just west of us, about 45 miles, is the Mississippi River. Kaysen Connor just inside the three-point line buries a jumper, and she's gotten off to a hot start here this morning with 7 early points. 18-14. Lady Marshalls by 4. 7:35 to play in this first half. Hawk with a drive. It won't go. Lane P into the lineup for the Lady Marshals. P, 5'2" sophomore. Here's Jezik down to the baseline. Won't go. Back out high. Connor to P. Back to Connor. Kaysen works over for Presley Jezik. Back out toward Kaysen. Knocked away here by Maddie Hawk. Her second steal of the game. Her drive won't go. And out of bounds. Last touched by Lakeway. And we will see Maddie Vick check back in. Lily Inman out for the Lady Lions. Marshall County in front by 4. And Kaysen Connor has the basketball for the Lady Marshals. A feed out high for Jezik. Over to P. A three is good from Lane P. She is a three-point specialist for this Marshall County team. And out high, Vick has her pass picked off here by Lauren Powell. Feeds Jezik ahead. She lays it in. Presley Jezik with her first basket. 23-14 Marshall County, 6:25 to play. First half. Pass to the right side. Here is Vick. And she puts it in. 23-16 Marshall County, 6:10 to play in this first half. Jezik. Now Connor. Over to Wangy into the paint. Won't go, and a foul over the back here on Lauren Powell. Lauren Powell, 6-foot senior, picks up her first. Whitney Miller is in. She gives Hallie Lange her first breather. Good crowd on hand for an early morning matchup. Pass down into the paint, knocked away by Powell. Vick gets back to it, puts it up, it won't go. Lauren Powell with the rebound. Ahead to Jezik. Over to Connor, back to Jezik. Here's Powell. Hangs a three, rims off. The rebound, though, is to Kaysen Connor, who puts it in. 9 for the 5'6" sophomore. 25-16 Marshall County. Here is Vick after a tough pass underneath. Can't get it. Powell. Down to Lane P. Back toward Lauren and out of bounds. There have been 3 passes in this first half toward Lauren Powell that are just going to be very tough for her to get to right now with the injury to her right hand. There's 2 bullet passes and then that one that was leading that she was going to have to try to make connection with that right hand first, and all 3 of them just a struggle for her here at this point, being her first time to really get back out after it. Stuffle with a miss. Connor has picked up her dribble. Colson with it. Free throw line, it won't go. Miller keeps it alive. Out to P. The 3 won't fall, and tracked down by Lauren Powell over in the corner. She feeds ahead toward Colson, but the shot wouldn't fall. But for Powell, that's something that, you know, both sides they're going to have to work on. Powell's going to have to get to that point where she's comfortable using that hand again. And the Lady Marshals are going to have to get comfortable with watching that pass to her until she's able to get that going. P picks up the foul. It's her first, and this will put Yates at the line again. The free throw is good. She's 2 of 3 from the line now. Second free throw is also good. So 3 out of 4 from the lines is Yates. It's 25-18. Marshall County. Connor is out. We'll see Gabby Lovett check in, 5'6" sophomore. And the Lady Marshals have the basketball and a 7-point advantage. Powell, free throw line, won't go. Lovett comes in and gets the rebound. Here's P. Now Powell again to the broken circle, and Her runner is good. Sure, that'll make her feel good that she was able to use that right hand and be able to get some nice touch toward the rim. The three won't go. Vic comes down with the rebound. Love it in there hard, and a tie-up. It will belong to Lakeway. And Vic looks like she may have, I don't know, maybe Lovett and Vic popped heads there a little bit. I'm not sure. Vic says she's okay, and play will continue. Brooks will trigger this one in. Here's Yates. Yates, freshman on sophomore in P. Yates drives. Her shot won't go. Lane P comes down with the rebound. To Lovett. Back to P and taken away. A foul here on Powell. She wanted the block, didn't get it. And boo, say the Marshall County fans. Second on Powell. This puts Hallie Stuffle at the line. First free throw is good. Hallie Lange will replace Lauren Powell. Second free throw is also good. 5 for Stuffle. 27-19. Marshall County, and the ball picked off here by Yates on the sideline. However, she steps out of bounds. Kaysen Connor will check back in. Lane P out. 27-20. Lady Marshalls with the lead.
Stay down. Pressure the ball. Pressure the ball. Pressure the ball. Good. Pressure the ball.
Connor with it. Down to Gabby. Gabby Lovett out now to Hallie Lange, and the jumper is good. Lange with 13, 29-20. Look down inside to Vic, good feed, and Maggie Vick now with 8. Lovett comes straight away. Lange, and her shot is blocked out of bounds by Vic. For you Tennessee natives that may not be aware, Dan Lange, the head coach here of the Lady Marshalls, may remember his name from the late 90s at Vanderbilt. He was co-SEC Player of the Year there, then had some time in the NBA, played professionally then overseas as well. In his first season here with the Lady Marshalls, this is his home school. He was a Marshall growing up. And his daughter, Hallie, the second Lady Marshall that he and his wife have had come through the program. Hannah, his oldest, is at Central Arkansas and is a Sugar Bear playing in her sophomore season there. And Lange, the junior here, will head to the line. And I say junior meaning the second of the two girls. They also have a younger son who will most undoubtedly be a star as well. He is already a monster as a fourth grader, and maybe more of a football player than he is basketball. He loves to throw the football around. Both free throws here by Lange good. She's got 15 now. Hawk is trapped, looking to get out of there with it, and it's picked off here by Gabby Lovett. She looks ahead now for Connor, who will drive, and the shot won't go. It was good defense underneath, getting back by Hannah Creech to alter that. Now here's Connor. Shot won't go off the glass, and a foul on the rebound on Lakeway. Fouls on Maggie Vick, her second. Seventh team foul. Whitney Miller will head to the line, and this will be a two-shotter. And she was in the act. First one won't go. Whitney also the second of two daughters to come through this program here in the last 6 years. Her older sister, Lexi, continued her collegiate career in softball at Bethel in Tennessee. Right side corner, three, won't go from Hawk. Rebound comes ahead for Colson. Here is Miller, and the layup is good. Whitney Miller with three, 34-22. Lady Marshals with a minute 25 to play here in this first half. All out of bounds. Lady Marshals will try to continue with their lead here. Tara Colson. Kaysen Connor, open look at a three. Got it. 12 for Kaysen Connor, 37-22. Marshall County out to its biggest lead. Hawk for three. It won't go, hard off the glass. Whitaker tracks it down. Here's Stuffle for three. It won't go. Lange with the rebound this time for the Lady Marshals as we work under a minute to play in this first half. 37-22. Marshall County on top. They've led almost all the way. Lakeway had an early 1-0 advantage. Marshall County, after scoring from there, have led ever since. 20 seconds to play. Dan Lange asks for time, down to 19.1 to play. This will be a 30-second timeout here by the Lady Marshals. 37-22, Marshall County with the lead. We'll have totals and highlights from this first half coming up at the beginning of the third quarter. Hopefully you can stick around for all of that. Again, our next game will be Murray High boys taking on Louisville Male at 10:30. The Scott County Cardinals from Georgetown, Kentucky will take on Olive Branch, Mississippi at noon. And at 1:30 it will be Lexington Catholic. The Knights will take on Briarcrest Christian. All of those games coming up in just a little while here on Tanager Sports. Full slate of games, 5 to be exact, begin at 4 o'clock this afternoon as well.
Get out of that, Hallie. Here it is. They're running it again. All I know is I call it.
And the Colson.
You can't get this. You just don't get it. Here it comes again, Maddie.
Colson gets a screen from Miller. Out to Connor. The three is good. Kaysen Connor now with 15. And Lakeway runs out the first half clock. Marshall County with its biggest lead here at the halftime break. It's 40-22. We have totals and highlights again coming up at the beginning of the third quarter. We'll step aside and be back with you here in just a little bit. This is the CFSB Marshall County Hoop Fest presented by the Grind Session on Tanager Sports.
The thing about basketball I love is winning, pretty much. It's my favorite thing. I hate to lose. And second thing I love is just getting better at the game. You know, it's a real fun game to play, and you know, getting better is just a great thing to see. Like, progress for me is just always great to see.
This game of basketball, I love the competitiveness of it, and you know, the challenge I get from it, and I take it real serious because, you know, I love the game itself. I don't disrespect it. You know, I respect it a lot, and I work hard at it.
I love basketball because I just been around it all my life. You know, all my parents played it, and I just inherited the love and passion for the game. The one thing I would say is the atmosphere, like, and the competitiveness. Like, you can sense that out as soon as you walk in the gym. I just love that type of atmosphere.
I just love basketball ever since I was a kid. My dad played it, and I'm trying to get it from my mom. One thing that inspired me is my family, my city. I do it for them.
The reason why I love basketball is because I'm a very competitive person. You know, that's why I store all my energy. When I'm on the court, I'm at peace. You know, and to be honest, I mean, I don't know. I'm just a really competitive person, and I think basketball is where I can put everything at. It's the place where I can put all of my energy and my anger. I mean, I wasn't really fortunate, you know, and you know, basketball is where all my abilities and my talents fall into place, and I just feel like that's what keeps me going. You know, that's what I work on. That's my craft, and that's it.
The grind session is a great circuit. Kind of reminds me a lot of AAU, playing against the best players, best talent, night in, night out, and it's something that I love to do because you know, playing against this type of talent, it only makes you better. You know, I don't want to, you know, come out here and just waste my time and play against some guys who can't play. If I'm gonna play, I want to play against the best.
The grind session is a good experience, and it's a lot of competition, and it's a good way for me and my teammates to get noticed. I'm just really trying to show who the best player is, who the best team is, and I'm trying to show that I'm the best player. So,
The grind session is probably, you know, one of the best tournaments and to have the best events in the country. I mean, anytime you can have that much talent in one gym, going against each other every night and competitive, is just remarkable. I mean, for one, it lets you know where your game stand at. You know, going against these top dudes every night, you just got to bring your A game. You know, you can't have no off day. You just got to go hard and, you know, just hold your ground every game.
The grind session has been a grind. You know, it's a great tournament. It's a great idea. Whoever thought of it, and you know, it's been tough, but I like it because you know, it really challenges me. And our team has been, you know, a little bit setback. We've been short on a few games because we have a few injuries. But that's the beauty of it, because none of it is easy. None of the games are easy at all. You know, we've been playing against the top guys in the whole American country and Canada. They've been playing against everybody in the U.S. here, and it's been crazy.
Oh yeah, the grind session is pretty competitive, to be honest. The last couple of games I played in grind session has been pretty hard. You know, I really had to like play to my top game, and like no rest, no breaks during the game. And I don't know, I just really like it. It's just really competitive. A lot of great players are in this little tournament, and I just really enjoy playing against them.
Welcome to the grind. This is the grind session.
Second half action from Draftonville about to get underway between Lakeway Christian and Marshall County. Let's take a look at the individual scoring leaders. First off for Lakeway Christian, they are led by Maggie Vick with 8. Maddie Hawk has 6, 5 for Hallie Stuffle, and 3 for Kayla Yates. Lady Marshalls have 2 players with 15 apiece. That's Lange and Case and Connor. Hallie Lange, Case and Connor with 15 apiece, and then it's 3 apiece from Lane P. Whitney Miller, 2 apiece from Presley Jezik and Lauren Powell. It was 16-14 at the end of one. Marshall County on top. They lead here at halftime and the beginning of the third quarter, 40-22, and the clock has yet to start, so we'll do it again. So we got a little extra play there to start. Lady Marshalls trailed only once in this game, and that was at 1-0. They've led ever since. 8 minutes now on the board, and here we go. Here's Colson. Tara Colson works out on the wing. Now across to Connor. She looks high for Lange and a little too high for Hallie, out of bounds. Lakeway Christian again with the basketball. In the corner, here is Stuffle for 3 and good. She's got 8, 2 threes, and a pair of made free throws. 15-point Marshall County lead with 7:30 to play in the third. Case and Connor. Now to Presley Jezik. It won't go. Miller puts it back up and in. Whitney Miller with 5. 42-25. A trap, and Miller knocks it away. Last touched by Whit on the way out of bounds. Lily Inman on the trigger in. Comes to Yates. Into the corner. Pass is picked off by Miller, but half of her foot was out of bounds.
Fist, Maddie, fist.
Inbound to Yates. Works over now to Stuffle. Here's Vick. Here's Hawk. Back to Stuffle, back to Hawk. Yates comes back out and gets the basketball with the Lady Lions trailing 42-25. We work here in the third. Shot won't go by Yates. Marshall County with it. Colson. Now to Connor for 3. It won't fall. Yates on the run. Colson, nice job getting in there. The shot won't go, but there is Vick for the follow. Vick into double figures now with 10.
Put your hands up.
42-27, Marshall County. Connor toward Colson. And a reach-in foul after the steal here on Tara Colson. That'll be her first. And the first here in the second half on either club. Yates over to Hawk and knocked away after the trap by Tara Colson. She drives. Her shot won't go, but Tara will head to the line. Kayla Yates picks up the foul. That's her second. And Tara Colson, the 5'6" senior, will head to the stripe for Marshall County. First free throw is in and out. Colson had a big start to the season.
Box out.
On Thursday night. She finished with 11 in that one. This free throw is good. Her first point of the morning. 43-27, Marshall County. Now the ball picked off. Connor has it on the run. She lays it in. Kason Connor with 17, 45-27. Lady Marshalls, 5:25 to play here in the third. And now we have a timeout. Timeout for Lakeway Christian. 45-27. Marshall County with the lead with 5:24 to play here in the third. We have a timeout on the floor. It is a full timeout. We will continue in just a few moments from Draftonville. This is the CFSB Marshall County Hoopfest on the grind session presented by Tanager Sports.
Attacks off the wrong way, okay? Let's do it better.
45-27. Lady Marshalls with the lead. 5:24 to play here in the third. Lady Lions will have the basketball. Out of the third charge timeout
Stay behind it, Kaylee.
to Lakeway
Good.
Christian.
Stay behind it, Maddie. Good. Look opposite. Good.
Vic.
Good. Good girl. Good girl.
Out to Hawk. The three won't fall. The rebound is to Tara Colson. Colson ahead to Connor, who drives. The shot won't go, but she's fouled.
Kaylee, rebound the elbow. Rebound the elbow.
This
That
foul
ball's
is on
coming right
Stuffle.
out there.
That will be
Rebound the elbow.
her second. And Kason Connor, 5'6" sophomore, heads to the line. First free throw is good. She's got 17. Make it 18 now. And one more on the way. Gets this one as well. Kason Connor leading the Marshall County Charge this morning. And now the Lady Marshalls with their biggest lead at 20. 47-27. 5 minutes to play in the third. Hawk
Good. Inside.
out to Yates. Back to Hawk. The three is good. Maddie Hawk, 5'5", 7th grader with 9. 47-30. Lady Marshalls with 4:35 to play here in the third. And Colson and Lange with a little miscommunication. Pass ahead now for Hawk, who lays it in. 11 for Maddie Hawk. 47-32. 5-0 run here by Lakeway Christian. Colson, and it's knocked away by Vic. Stuffle has it. Up ahead for Yates, who lays it in. Yates now with 5. 47-34. Dan Lange letting these Lady Marshalls on the floor right now kind of work through this run that Lakeway Christian is on. Both of these teams are young. Just one senior on the floor on either side. Two seniors, rather, Whitney Miller and Tara Colson. But youth past that, for sure. Here's Connor. Now to Lange. Jezik, a three. It won't fall.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Here's Stuffle.
Here we go, inside.
Now for Yates.
Inside.
3:20 to play in the third. 47-34.
Come get it, start.
Marshall County on top. That last timeout by Coach Randy Kaufman playing dividends here for Lakeway Christian, but a miss here by Yates. And the Lady Marshalls out on the run. Colson and the Wolf from behind deflects it out of bounds. That was Yates. We'll see Katie Whitaker check in. And Lily Inman is out. 2:58 to play in the third. Colson comes into Jezik. A three is good. Big bucket there for Marshall County. They'd kind of hit the offensive lulls for a moment. 50-34. Yates looks down inside. Ball tapped by Lange. Here's Colson. Her pass is deflected, but it ends up in the hands of Whitney Miller for a moment, but taking it back away is Whitaker. Now here is Miller knocking it loose. Connor gets to it. Ball loose on the floor. Stuffle and Jezik get together after it. Here goes a drive by Yates, and she puts it in. A lot of action all over the court. Yates now with 7, 50-36. Lady Marshals with the lead with 2:05 to play here in the third. Colson gets a screen from Miller, drives, kicks it off for Jezik. The three won't fall. Back up by Lange. It won't go, but a foul. This will be on Maggie Vick. That will be her third. Lady Lions with their third team foul. 5'9" junior Hannah Creech and also Haley Brooks, 5'6", 7th grader, will check in for Lakeway Christian. First free throw by Lange won't fall. Gabby Lovett is in for Marshall County. She replaces Tara Colson. Second free throw by Lange is also rattling off, but it is kept alive by Miller on the sideline and now out of bounds to Lakeway. Lauren Powell will check in for Marshall County. And Hallie Lange will get a breather. 1:50 to play here in the third, 50-36. Marshall County on top. Right side, here is Maddie Hawk, and the pass toward the middle, picked off by Jezik. Her drive won't go. It's out of bounds, last touched by the Lady Lions. Marshall County will have it. It's in to Miller. Here's Powell, turns in the paint, it won't go. Lovett with the rebound. Now back out toward Jezik. Shot won't go, and a foul on Marshall County. This is on Gabby Lovett. That'll be her first. Second team foul. We are down to 1:20 to play in this third quarter. Dangerously close to the mid-stripe was Yates. Back out high and trapped is Brooks, and now taken away here by Jezik and knocked from behind by Lakeway Christian out of bounds. Here's Connor to Jezik. And a tough pass toward Lovett, and it'll be a double dribble here on Jezik.
Spread.
50 seconds to play here in the third. 50-36, Lady Marshall's on top. Baseline jumper won't fall from Creech. Back up by Whitaker, it won't go, and now a foul here on Kason Connor. Connor battling for the rebound, picks up her second and the third team foul. Hawk into Brooks. Back around now to Hawk for three. It bounces and won't go. It's out of bounds. Lauren Powell got a hand on that one last. .8 to play in the third. Brooks over now to Hawk, a three. It won't go. Box out was good by Miller, but the big kicker ends up behind her, and so she wasn't able to get to it cleanly, but she's able to tie up Hawk, who will now trigger it in. Lakeway with the basketball, and a pass that is deflected into backcourt by Jezik. So the Lady Lions can hold for the final shot if they wish here. Here's Yates, and she travels. So Marshall County will have the basketball, leading 50-36 with 11.9 to play in the third. Stuffle is back in. Brooks is out. Lange is back in. And Miller is out. Gabby Lovett will inbound to Kaysen Connor. She gets instructions from Coach Dan Lange and works across the line. Connor looks in for Lange, and that looked a little too easy there for Marshall County. 17 now for Lange, and we've reached the end of the third quarter with Marshall County leading over Lakeway Christian 52-36. Fourth quarter action from Draftonville coming up in just a few moments. This is the CFSB Marshall County Hoopfest on the Grind Session and Tanager Sports. (52-36), Marshall County with the lead as the fourth quarter gets underway. Marshall County will have the ball. Boys action follows this. It'll be boys action the rest of the day as well. Murray High will take on Louisville Male at 10:30. Here's Lange for the Lady Marshalls, down low, drives and puts it in.
Come on, check off.
Lange
check off.
now with 19, ties Kaysen Connor for game high honors. 54-36 with 7:35 to play. Right side here is Maddie Hawk. Hawk, the nation's number 2 ranked 7th grader. Marshall County with it. Ahead to Lange. Back to Connor. Works around to Colson. Hallie Lange. Now here's Gabby Lovett. Lovett looks inside for Lange. Hannah had a little, or Hallie rather, had a little trouble with it, and Lakeway comes away with it. Free throw line jumper good by Kayla Yates. That gives her 9. 54-36. 6:45 to play. Colson over to Lovett, and she'll be called for a double dribble. Vick is back in. Creech is out. 6:37 to play, 54-38. Marshall County with the lead. Hawk to Vick to Yates. The three, it won't go. Rebound to Katie Whitaker. And out of bounds on the sideline. It will stay with Lakeway.
Black Maddie, boys.
Here's Yates.
Not that early.
for 3. It won't fall. Colson with it for Marshall County. Colson over to Connor. Into Powell, who turns and puts it in. Nice work inside by the 6-foot senior Lauren Powell. That gives her 4. Baseline drive by Yates. It won't go, but she's fouled and will head to the line here. Tara Colson picks up the foul. That is her 2nd. And Yates can get into double figures here. Free throw is good. Gives her 10. Whitaker is out. Lily Inman is back in. This free throw hits the backboard but does not draw iron, and the Lady Marshals will inbound the basketball, leading 56-39. Colson on the trigger in. It is picked off here by Yates. Back out now to Stuffle.
Get to attack it. 4 out. Get to attack it.
In the corner, it is Inman. Now straight away, here goes Hawk. Yates, a 3 is good. Kaylee Yates now with 13, 56-42. Biggest lead has been 20. They're cut some off of that. Here's a miss by Lange, but a putback by Lauren Powell, and she'll head to the line. Lauren Powell with a look at 1 here. This free throw is good. She has 7, 59-42. And this pass toward the baseline is knocked away by Gabby Lovett out of bounds.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Kaylee Yates. Now for Maddie Hawk.
Okay, good. Hey, fist tally. Let's go.
Back to Yates, back to Hawk now. This is Inman. Now here's Hawk. Nope. Stuffle, rather. Stuffle. Step back, look at a 3. It won't go. Kept alive, though, underneath by Yates. Into Vick. Puts it in, and the foul. 12 now for Maggie Vick, and she'll go to the line for 1. The foul is on Tara Colson. That's her 3rd. We'll see Presley Jezik check in for the Lady Marshals. Tara Colson will get a breather here. 4:36 to play, 59-44. Lady Marshals on top. Maggie Vick at the line. The free throw is good. 59-45, and a baseball pass into front court for Connor, and she lays it in. Kaysen Connor from Gabby Lovett there. And now Gabby gets in, knocks the ball loose. Lange to the floor after it, and a foul here on Lakeway Christian. This is on Vick. That's her 4th. Haley Brooks will check in and replace Lily Inman. 5th team foul on Lakeway Christian. Inbound to Jezik. Back to Connor. High post. Powell down toward Lange, and she's bumped. I think this will be it for Vick. Let's see. That's it. So she'll foul out with 13.
Somebody not knowing the flow of the game. That's all that is. That was on you down there paying no attention. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let's go. It's unbelievable, dude.
4:09 to play, 61-45. Lily Inman will replace Vic.
Reach foul to 6-4. On the floor, both feet on the floor.
Lovett will have it on the inbound. Comes to Powell. To Connor. Gabby Lovett now. One bounce and back out to Case and Connor. Jezik looks in for Powell.
Good,
And it's knocked away. Ball loose on the
Help,
floor.
help,
The tie-up, it will be
Good, Haley. Good, Lily.
Lakeway Christian basketball. Murray High and Louisville Male coming up next.
Here we go. 4 out. 4 out. 4 out. Let's play. Let's play. 4 out.
For you
4
Marshall
out.
County
Let's go,
fans
let's go.
watching, it will be 8:30 when the Marshalls hit the floor tonight against Pendleton County. Jezik, Connor, Lovett, good. 63-45, Marshall County. 3:20 to play. Inman. Over to Hawk. In the corner, a three that is good by Yates, which gives her 16 now. And with 3:09 to play, it's 63-48. Marshall County with the lead. A full timeout on the floor for Lakeway Christian. This is the CFSB Marshall County Hoopfest on the grind session, presented by Tanager Sports. It's a rainy morning in Draffenville, Kentucky, but we're glad you're inside with us here on Tanager Sports for the CFSB Marshall County Hoopfest. 63-48.
No run out. No run out. Good
And a
gracious.
baseball pass ahead into front court out of the timeout, and Connor's able to track it down. Marshall County may burn some clock here. We'll see. The pass into Lange, and she puts it up. It won't go, but she's fouled. Hallie Lange. Will head to the line. Third foul on Lily Inman. Lange's free throw is good. She's started the season with a 21-point game and now a 20-point game with just under 3 minutes to play. Matches her totals point-wise from Thursday night now. She's going to be something. No doubt about it. Stuffle against P. The drive won't go. Lange with the rebound. Outlet to Lane P.
Katie, you'll be out in 4 out. You'll be out.
Connor. Into Lauren Powell. Turnaround shot won't go. Deflects it back out to Lange, and she will drive and put it in. 67-48, Marshall County. 2:10 to play. Hawk.
Good. Keep playing. Keep playing.
To Stuffle.
Good. Better. 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 Better.
Yates now. Over to Hawk. Maddie Hawk. Second-ranked 7th grader in the nation. Drive by Yates. It won't go. Lange again with the rebound. Here's Connor. for Lauren Powell. Jumper is short. Brooks may have gotten a hand on that, and now here's a reach in on Lane P. That'll be her second. Sixth team foul on Marshall County. See substitutions here. 5'4" sophomore Sarah Stokes, and also Maddie Darnell, 5'6" sophomore, check in for the Lady Marshals. 1:20 to play. Whitaker, right side to Stuffle. She starts on a drive, splits the defenders, and is fouled. The foul is on Sarah Stokes, and that will be her first. We'll see Neely Northcott, 5'10" freshman, check in for Lauren Powell. Powell had a good game in her first effort of the year after the injury. 1:11 to play. The free throw is good from Hallie Stuffle. She's got 9. We'll see Tia Thorpe check in. 5'6" freshman will replace Kaysen Connor. Connor had a big game here today. She finishes with 21. Second free throw is good by Stuffle. 4 of 4 from the line. She's got 10 points. 67-50. Marshall County. Here's Thorpe into the paint. Her shot partially blocked, and Stuffle comes away with it for Lakeway Christian. She works to the top of the key. Over now for Brooks. Back out to Yates. Under a minute to go. A drive and a foul on Marshall County. This will be on Sarah Stokes, and that will be her second. The free throw is no good here by Yates. We'll see Marshall County bring Laney Evans, 5-foot freshman, in. She will replace Lane Powell, or Lane P rather. Lane will check out with 3 points. Free throw is missed, kept alive by Brooks. Back out now to Stuffle, who will drive. Looks inside, bucket is good, and the foul. This will be Hannah Creech with her first basket. This foul is on Maddie Darnell. That will be her first. 35.7 to play. Hannah Creech completes the three-point play. 67-53. Sarah Stokes now to Neely Northcott. Northcott is trapped and fouled. This will put Northcott at the line. Katie Whitaker picks up the foul. That is her first, and Neely Northcott will head to the line. Free throw by the lefty won't fall.
Let's go, attack it.
Stuffle down to the baseline. Jumper is good. Hallie Stuffle now with 12. Pressure. Here's Maddie Darnell. Maddie with 10 seconds. Ahead now to Sarah Stokes. High post jumper won't fall. Loose ball. Stokes has it. Out to Darnell. Maddie with a jumper. It won't go. Final score in this one. Marshall County moves to 2-0 on the young season as they defeat Lakeway Christian 67-55. Marshall County moves to 2-0. Lakeway Christian falls to 3-3. We will hear about Lakeway Christian for years to come, however. This is a young team, and they will be a force in not only Tennessee, but I think nationwide as a young and upcoming ball club under head coach Randy Kaufman. We wish them the best as they continue on. Kason Connor is named as the MVP of this game here today with 21 points. Stick around, coming up in just a few moments. Murray High and Louisville Male will do battle here from the Marshall County Hoopfest. Final score once again, 67-55. The Lady Marshals pick up the win over the Lady Lions. This has been the CFSB Marshall County Hoopfest, presented by the Grind Session on Tanager Sports. More basketball coming up next.